Perceptions could change. Opinions can be formed with more and accurate information. Get all sides, views, and opinions on topical issues. Have your say on Perspectives. With Twin Alabi at 9 a.m. Mondays to Fridays on Invicta 98.9 FM. Perspectives. All sides, all views, all individuals are welcome.
Good morning and glad to have you on Perspectives today. The program would be, focusing on activities of government, on though a public affairs analyst and one that has, that's peeping into seeing the affairs, matters of governance in the state. Emmanuel Adu, good morning. Glad to have you with us again.
Good morning, Twin. Listener, good morning. It's a pleasure being on your show. Thank you.
Yes, so far, how the issue of, coronavirus has been, tackled or is being tackled in Kaduna State. Kudos and knocks that you give to government on
Kudos.
Kudos, all right.
All the way.
Okay, and of course, it's an interactive program. We'll also be getting to hear from the audience there. If there are kudos and knocks to give, all of that we'll see. But talking about, an overview of the general situation of COVID-19 in Kaduna State.
You know my position. We are lucky, very, very lucky to have Malam Nasir El-Rufai as our governor and Dr. Hadiza Balarabi as his deputy. And, of course, the team El-Rufai generally that we have in place. There's no doubt about where we would have been. But if were it not for the leadership that we have in the state, who quite early in the day saw all that we are beginning to play out and knew what to do and took those steps. By way of update, I think it's already acknowledged that Kaduna State government, people have had very kind words to say about what Kaduna State has done. The way they have looked at it. Was it the economic dimension, looking at how this will affect the revenue of Kaduna State, the various projections, if crude sells for $30 a barrel, it will affect Kaduna State by about 17 billion. There will be a shortfall of 17 billion in the revenues of Kaduna State. I think it's important that the people of the state understand this against the background of the various incentives, for instance, that they are giving to this. The governor has approved for health workers generally. That's huge money. If you look at what he has approved for them, being the front line and all the other medical workers. So I think, again, if it's below $20 a barrel, we know Kaduna State will be losing 24 billion naira in revenue. So it's important that the good people of Kaduna State know the challenges and in terms of their expectations and all that. And of course, putting men on the streets, the troops, police, civil defense, putting them is costing Kaduna State huge money. But there's no amount of money that Kaduna State is spending now that is unjustified, considering the alternative. The alternative is for people to be infected, the health facilities will be stretched, and of course we will lose people unnecessarily. So for me, it makes sense spending what they are spending now to keep people out of Kaduna State. The major source of infected people with the infection has been people with history of travel who sneaked into Kaduna. And so you must understand why the governor if you look at the reports, where are those infected? Where are they coming from? Even he himself, he said, it's Abuja or somewhere I got infected. So it's not like he was infected in Kaduna. So Kano has been a worrying neighbor. Abuja has been worrying. And the governor took steps in the last 8 days, in spite of just having recovered from his own experience. He took steps with the deputy governor, and they make sure that all the borders of Kaduna State. Yesterday, I saw the deputy governor was in Kudan and Giwa area, blocking footpaths and other places where people from Katsina were sneaking through the state. Again, Katsina has Katsina State it's like Kano in terms of being a lousy neighbor. They've not done what they are supposed to do and all that. So
yeah, lousy neighbor. We'll play down that words.
Okay.
Just, let's be kind with our words. Yeah,
okay.
too.
Okay.
But something is also coming out.
Yeah.
And that's about the measures that government have put in place.
Yeah.
We're talking about the shortening our borders from infiltrators, so to say. Almajiri is returned back to their parents.
Yeah.
And of course, the mobile courts that were put in place.
For violators.
For violators, over 2 million has been realized, from violators.
And that should worry you.
Hold on. I'm taking them one by one.
Wait, let's talk about the fine.
No, yes, yeah, we'll come to that.
The fine should worry you.
We'll come to that.
It should worry you. You know why it should worry you?
No, Ima, let me just. I'll come to that. Right. I want to take on the Almajiris. It's been a problem, societal problem, from all over the Almajiris. Some people would say, yes, parents should be held responsible for, all of that. We know the difficulty about tackling the Almajiri issue. But for now, that Governor Nasir El-Rufai shut down the borders and has sent the Almajiris back to their parents. Are we perhaps going to see that this worrisome aspect of the society would completely, if not completely taken out, would be, to a minimal level?
It's a step towards solving the problem of Almajiri.
So look at that.
But point of correction, it's not a Kaduna State government decision.
Northern governors, yes.
Because, it's good to have a governor with perspective, your program. From the outset, the governor saw this and knew he had to rally around his neighbors, the northwest states. The only exception, maybe they could have brought in Niger, brought in Nasarawa, and brought in FCT minister. All the other states that have borders with Kaduna. But be that as it may, at that meeting, that was, if you remember, that was where the decision to close the schools. That was the first. And then Kaduna went on to also being a sovereign state, take its own decisions, closed the universities, closed the polytechnic, closed all the institutions, and then partial shut down, and then here we are. So about the Almajiri issue, finally, to the glory of God, the North is addressing that issue. It is a scourge on the North, on the conscience of every human being. You go out 9 p.m., you see a child, your child will not be out in the night begging. Your child will not be out in the night roaming about. So, like Franco Lise, the NTA reporter,
ask where your child is at this time.
At 9 p.m. It's 9 p.m. Where is your child? That used to be his opening lines on Sunday during Newsline. So it is a step in the right direction. Like the governor said, we have an opportunity finally to deal with this issue. And as I speak to you, the Almajiris that were returned to Kaduna, many of them were infected. To the glory of God, some of them have recovered. They are positive. They are negative now. So they are being rehabilitated, reunited with their family, and the hope of Kaduna State government. And if you remember, there is a child welfare law in place, is that these children will be put through the formal education system, and they can also do the Islamia, but within their locations. Go to your school, go to your Islamia from your parents' house. Not a situation where what we are seeing from Kano, what we are seeing from all the states is embarrassing. That you are in Ikara and your child is in Medugri, or you're a parent in Zaria, your child is in Nasarawa doing Almajiri. So it's something. If you remember late General Hassan Katsina, he was very, very disturbed about it. But like they say, the time has come, and the governors they've taken advantage of it, and by the grace of God, we'll be seeing the last days of what we were seeing.
Okay, now let's come back to you're very much, very, very strong at talking about it. That's the mobile courts. Yeah, also put in place to check on violators. And of course, the state has realized over 2 million naira, that's gone into the coffers of government for violators. Now, the question, some people are saying that in these harsh times, in these very difficult times.
In these harsh times.
Let me land, man. Let me come down.
Okay,
let me come down.
Okay.
In these harsh times, in these difficult times that we are, that we're all squeezing ourselves to obey orders given by government, and again to find out that government may be just taking its toll on individuals in the society. Couldn't have been a way to, must it all be about revenue generation or about, forcing the people that this must be obeyed? And is it not about finding ways to address this issue and we can be compliant about it?
Tony, you started with hard times. Harsh.
Yes.
Because of COVID-19, which is absolutely a non-respecter of class, persons. And unfortunately, I was reading something. COVID-19 is affecting more men than women, so men should be careful.
I don't get you there.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
The statistics shows that more men, just like children, they've been worrying, why are children not being infected and all that. So the statistics they have indicates that more men are being infected. Of course, people with underlying cases and all that. Back to the point. We know for us men, it's difficult to stay at home. Women have that psychological advantage over us.
For some very obvious reasons.
Yes, we have to go. Oh, well, if you ask me again, the economic power now is no longer in the hands of men. Women are doing very, very well. They are carrying their families. So there is you close from work, you are not likely to go home. I'm not likely to go home. I will want to go see a friend. I want to hang out with friends.
No, I like to just go home.
Well, we know the truth. Now, yeah, let's be honest. Most women will
the nail on the head.
Yeah, most women will close and go home. Take that. Except they want to branch the market to buy one or two things to again go home and make dinner. Now, in these harsh times, the government has been very, very truthful about COVID-19, and if you don't need to experience it. Our governor experienced it and said, I would not wish my enemy to go through it. So the warnings are there, the pictures are there. It's real. COVID-19 is real. Now they understand that you can come to work because of your work, nature of your job, but if you are non-essential worker, non-essential, but you need to go to a pharmacy, you need to see a doctor. It's important, it's urgent, it's essential. You go, you stop, talk to the security agents who are manning the checkpoints. They will allow you go to the hospital. They will allow you go if it's something very, very essential. But because you think you have immunity, or you think you are above the law, you should worry that a fine of 2,000 naira for violating the quarantine order generated that amount. That should be what your worry. It shows you that we are outlaws, we are lawbreakers. That should worry you. It's not, the government did not set out to make. I covered one of the court, mobile courts, and there is community service, there is fine. Somebody in the court, the mobile court at Stadium Roundabout, told the judge he wanted to go and buy orange. All the way from Kawo, he was coming to station to buy orange. To him, it's perplexing. You want to come to town to buy orange? So he was fined. And then there's a woman. Where are you going? She said she just got tired of staying at home. I know if there was a psychologist or a counselor there might have been underlying reasons. We know as a result of this lockdown, some marriages that are sick, there are problems, violence, and all that. So, but she could not explain herself, and the magistrate was very willing to listen to her. But the way she was carrying on, the court fined her 2,000 naira and community service. So it's not just fine; it's the fine that will always make headlines. The fine and the fact that government has generated 2 million naira so far. In how many days? It should worry us that 2,000 naira fines for violating the quarantine has generated 2 million. I'm not good in maths. Let me not pretend I passed WAEC maths in WAEC. I would have done an arithmetic for 2 million. That 2 million, how many people? That's about 2,000. About 2,000 or so. So 2,000 people violated the quarantine, partial lockdown. That should worry us. If we have that, and then you can be sure the security agents are not everywhere. So if they are in Narayi, if they are in Angwarimi, if they are in Kabala, if they are in Angwanrome, they would make more arrests. So that should worry us. That should worry us.
Okay.
Our penchant for breaking the law.
All right, Emma, I'll have to go for a break now, commercial break. We'll be back with you shortly. Program is Perspectives on Invicta 98.9.
Invicta FM.
Go Charlie, it's Shimmer. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume.
Back music. More of your artists play now.
Come on.
We are the station that all the stations listen to. Invicta 98.9 FM.
Perceptions could change. Opinions can be formed with more and accurate information. Get all sides, views, and opinions on topical issues. Have your say on Perspectives. With Twin Alabi at 9 a.m. Mondays to Fridays on Invicta 98.9 FM. Perspectives. All sides, all views, all individuals are welcome.
Hey, this is Rihanna.
It's your boy Chris Brown.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Kanye West.
What's up? This is Alicia Keys.
This is your boy Neo.
This is radio at another level.
Invicta FM.
Back with you on the program Perspectives today, and looking at measures being taken by Kaduna State government on matters concerning the COVID-19 and how to keep us safe with the present situation that we're in. And Emmanuel Ado, a public affairs analyst with us in the studios, looking at these issues. Emmanuel, another thing that has come out again, we've talked about the Al-Majris and the mobile courts, why they were put in place, and of course the compliance level of citizens of the state. What it has shown, as you have said, is that we're not compliant about what government have put in place to keep us safe. Now, it is an issue too. Again, let's look at what has happened in other states. Particular attention now would just be on Ebonyi State. Governor Umehi. He has asked for, measures put in place to be relaxed. I'm talking about asking people to go about, day-to-day activities. And
see, that is Ebonyi State.
That is Ebonyi State.
Yes.
I want you to look.
His understanding of the issues and his reaction. I don't want to comment about what he is doing.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. I'll respect your views on that. If you do not want to comment.
I need to link it up.
No, because I want
to. No, it's important.
You have not allowed me to learn because I want to.
All right.
I want to look at it from the national level. If the federal government is saying that we have a situation on our hands, we need to lock down, we need to, keep to certain measures that have been put in place, and the governor of a state decides that this might not just work for me. I'm not looking at it, what he is the governor of the state. He has, he understands what is happening in the state. But I'm saying that this is a national concern. It is not just a state concern. I mean, we're talking about citizens of a country. And so when he went on to say that, to, ask his people to go about their day-to-day activities, I'm talking about interstate movements and all of that. Are we helping matters here?
It is because of the likes of Ebonyi governor, the likes of Kano State governor, the likes of Yahaya Bello, who have been lackadaisical in looking at the threat, the real threat, in their reaction to this threat that everybody acknowledges, that Kaduna State government has gone the way it has gone. As I speak to you, the governor in his tweet yesterday, 50 people are now at the NYC camp. They will stay there for the next 14 days. But again, that's some resources of Kaduna State government that will be used to maybe provide a drain and all that. So again, yesterday, the governor said, okay, fine. We are going to start returning people back to where they are coming from. That is the new line of action of Kaduna State government. No longer quarantine. I'm sure by the time these 50 people who are at the NYC camp they go through the 14 days and then they are taken back to where they are coming from, people will understand that Kaduna means business. Sending commissioners. And we are in a very, this COVID-19 issue has come at a very critical time. Sending his commissioners to go and man, and senior government officials to go and man the various borders for obvious reasons. I don't want to go that line. For obvious reasons. If a commissioner decides to flout the decision of Kaduna State government, he knows that will earn him instant sack. El-Rufai does not have that kind of power over other people. So now they are his eyes, they are his ears, and they know his instructions. They know how passionate he is about ensuring. It's painful. It's very, very painful when a life is lost. We were doing well until these people started sneaking in and then playing hide and seek, like the other two patients that were playing hide and. Well, it's not a life sentence. If you get, and that's why you notice the government did not release their names. The government did not say anything about who they were because of stigmatization. So it's not something it's not like HIV is that, okay, you had extramarital affairs and you get infected. COVID is flying. You come in contact with somebody who is infected, you get infected. And if you see the symptoms, you call attention and you get treated. Kaduna has a good record. They've been managing patients. How many patients now? 15 more patients have been discharged as at yesterday. 15 more patients. So the Kaduna State medical team, they are doing well. So if you get infected, my message to anybody, nobody wants to, and that's why the government has put in all the measures they have put in. But if it does happen, please kindly call the health officials and you get into the isolation center and you'll be treated. But if you play hide and seek, like all those who have played hide and seek, they unfortunately lost their lives. Kaduna State Governor believes he has a responsibility to every one of us, even at great cost to his own health. He has gone round the state, he's gone to border towns to ensure that, because you work with statistics. Where did you come from? I came from Kano. Okay. Where did you come from? I came from Kano. Where did you come from? So we know that we are getting, the cases we are getting in Kaduna is from interstate travel. So that's why you see the Kaduna State government is taking this very, very seriously. And in fact, yesterday the governor did warn, especially federal government employees, that they are violating Mr. President's pronouncement, banning interstate travels for non-essential workers. And not just that you see a senior director in the vehicle, you see it packed with people flouting the decision, the proclamation of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So what the governor is doing, God bless him, he understands that he's a shepherd. He is ensuring that no one is lost. If somebody gets lost, it's painful. So we must applaud the decisions that the government is taking, and people must. That's part of what we are doing, letting people know. No longer, if you decide you want to go to Abuja now, you will be returned back. If you decide you are coming to Kaduna from Kano, Katsina, you will be returned back to where you are coming from. Kaduna State, the luxury of feeding people, of having to test people, quarantine them and test them and all that, provide security to ensure they don't run away, it's weighing heavily. So the new approach is return everybody back to where he's coming from.
Yeah, you talked about it. Emmanuel, what would you advise government to do about this aspect of discrimination and stigmatization? Because again, just like you said, it's not a live, a death sentence thing.
It's not a death sentence.
Yes. So why are people, people would want to run away, people would not want to, be subjected to, the quarantine and all of that. So on discrimination and stigmatization, how do we, tackle, or how do we handle this?
No, Kaduna State government, like I said about somebody definitely would know who they were looking for, the security forces, the security agencies.
Why would I not voluntarily come out to say that this is
those two cases
because of fear of stigmatization?
No. It's not. I think it's a lack of awareness.
All right,
you understand?
We're talking about it
because if you look at it, the only person in Kaduna State that owed us a responsibility to tell us he was infected was the governor of the state.
Why would anybody want to run away?
Hold on. I'm laying my points. The only person in Kaduna State, because he's governor, if El-Rufai got infected and he did not bother telling us, we will be looking for him. In the last few days, you heard people saying, where's the vice president? Where is the president and all that? And then they had to come out and say, but he had a meeting online with the minister, even the Kaduna State governor. So, but you will notice that Kaduna is quiet about the identity of all the other people who came down with it. So deliberately to avoid stigmatization. So Kaduna has done excellently well in managing information. They've not put people identity online or say, oh, this person got infected. They give you numbers. We have 92 active cases, 15 discharged, 4 dead. Period. Even the man who died, his family are part of the 4 new cases or so. They just call him a senior citizen who had a travel history to Kano. But maybe his neighbors would know, but generally the government they've refused to, because they understand. So stigmatization in Kaduna, no. Do we need to change our attitude to it if by mistake somebody gets infected? Yes. Don't run away. If for any reason you see the symptoms, go, call, and then you get tested. If you are, there are several isolation centers for treatment, and nobody is collecting. You are not paying. It's the Kaduna State government that is footing your bill. So it's not like you are going to pay. You are not paying a dime.
Man, you just gave me a leeway into the question, because here is a governor who told his people that, look, I am coming down positive.
I have tested negative.
Tested
and positive.
It's positive. And nobody is talking about it again. We make reference to the number 1 citizen of the state. What I am saying is that for discrimination and stigmatization, why is anyone afraid, which is not a death sentence, why is anyone afraid to come out to say the symptoms? Because there are symptoms. Symptoms are there to show that
those who played.
And so what must government do? Are we doing enough in terms of raising awareness?
No, it's not just government. Tony, we must disabuse our minds.
Collective responsibility. Yeah.
Coming here to talk about it is also part of the efforts. Like also giving a tuber of yam to somebody who comes to my gate to knock, to say, I don't have food. Is the situation where we are today is for everybody to be a messenger of the message. It's no longer government.
We are communicators in this. I'm bringing this issue to you because right now there's something that I have noticed as a radio person. Promos and jingles all talking about COVID-19, what to do to avoid it. No promo has addressed the issue of stigmatization and discrimination.
Okay, you've raised the point. Like I said, it's not an issue in Kaduna. Those who did it. And the NCTC, they just did it out of that human nature. You understand? But they paid for it painfully, though. You understand? So the message again to the good people of Kaduna State: nobody. This is not HIV/AIDS that you get infected by sleeping with a woman other than your partner. No.
Other means too.
Everybody, even if it's from your dentist, everybody, that's what made AIDS HIV.
And it's not it's not a death sentence too.
Now, you understand? So COVID-19 is not a death sentence. COVID-19 can be treated and you can get well. If you report on time, the doctors do not lose time saving you. You will get well. There is nothing, it's not something you bought with your money, you willingly. No, it's something that is in the air. It's something that you come in contact with somebody, which is why Kaduna State government has issued protocols. Vehicles, you will not carry more than 5 passengers, 2 behind, 2 in middle, and then 1 in front with the driver. You want to cough, do this. I must commend the young man, Hafiz Bayero, the managing director of Kaduna State Markets Development.
Yes.
They saw the danger because, again, when these things happen, people must understand why El-Rufai is saying neighborhood markets. And I think anybody that Banawa market is down, Kawo market is down, Zaria market is down, Kajuru market is coming up, several markets, because even before now, several reports showed that most crises have their origin at markets. So the governor, when he read those reports, decided to expand these markets and make them increase the number of shops so that people will have access and there will be no problem about people not having access to shops to sell and all that. And then more modern markets. So he's doing that round. Now with COVID, like so many other things that have changed, you'll find out that you don't need to go to central market again after COVID-19 because Banawa market will be up and you can get everything that you need. Kaswambechi market will be up. Kawo market will be up and running. Kakuri market will be up and running. The market in Kajuru will be up. Television will be up. So there will be several markets, neighborhood markets. And that's why I'm commending this young man, Hafiz Bayero, for what he has done. Because look at Kano yesterday. You will cry. It's like the message is not sinking in. So Kaduna, on Saturday, I went to town. I saw that all roads leading to the market blocked off entirely. So central market, a place for large gathering of people, shut down. So now people of Kakuri, they have markets. Banawa, we have markets. Sabo, they have markets. So that in the event, people must understand why government is also doing this. So that in the event that somebody gets infected, it is contained within an area.
Okay, quickly,
and then
quickly
for
please,
tracing purposes.
Please talk about
tracing purposes is easy to trace.
Okay, and please talk about partnership. Our government has come out to say thank you and to commend those that have one way or the other given their up to their widow's might and even up beyond widow's might. So supporting government on its fight against COVID-19. The partnership, of course, commendable here. We're seeing kindness, and we're seeing being your brother's keeper, really showing on this. Are we to expect the palliatives this time again will improve on what we had, first time around?
Natural, the scale. Well, I put it on. I confirm because I saw the governor tweet it. It's part of accountability, being accountable when you receive donations, and you first and foremost tell the people of. I think somebody was raising the issue, and I said no. If you know Kaduna State, this should be the least of your worry. It's one state where, before you say Jack Robinson, the Auditor General's statement of account would have been published to show you income and expenditure. So I wasn't surprised when 2 days ago the governor tweeted to say we are grateful to these people, including people who donated as little as 10 naira. They were acknowledged. Those who gave 10 cartons of water, they were acknowledged. And then the government has done the first round, which was in pilot 8 local governments, and they are working on it. Unfortunately for us, we must accept our inadequacies. So it's a problem. If you remember again, my good friend Franco Lise, if you remember, he went in search of the common man. Who is the common man? If we have a problem with identifying who is a common man, who is a poor man, and all that, the lack of data has not helped us. So, again, I'm sure the governor will turn his attention to that. The Kaduna residency card, people should understand why they must key in. Because it's the attitude of our people never believing in anything. El-Rufai, since he came, the Board of Statistics has been, the Bureau for Statistics has been up and doing. If you see them building a school, a 4-story building in Igabi, Rigachukun and Rigasa, you understand is based on needs, which the statistics showed the school statistics. There's been household survey. There's been all this. But now, the governor they are working on it. They are looking at all the indices. How will we generate the list of the poor and vulnerable in Kaduna South, in Banawa, in Kakuri, in Zango Kataf, in Ikara, and all that. Now it's no longer going to be 7, 8 local governments. It's going to be 23 local governments of Kaduna State. They will try to reach everybody, but again, it's good to warn. It will never go round. It will never go round. Even if the government takes the entire 5 billion that is coming from Abuja, pay salary or refuse to pay salary and say, let's feed the poor, it will not be enough. So what am I saying? It still behoves on every human being that has the milk of kindness to reach out. Whether it's a tuber of yam, whether it's a mudu of rice, whether it's 10 packs of Indomie, you would have saved lives. We have a very terrible situation on our hands. The government alone cannot do it. Thank God for some partners who came in, and we are praying those again that will be charged with the responsibilities of having to ensure El-Rufai would not go to Zango Kataf to distribute palliatives.
Let me just quickly squeeze in one call and enter the program. Make it interactive as we have identified the program to be. 081 40,000 989, 081 40,000 989, or 070 87 800 989. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're on to Aye Kinafa.
Aye Kinafa, yes, yeah.
Good morning to your guest. Honestly, what El-Rufai has done on this COVID-19 is the best thing that has ever happened to Kaduna State. You know, when we are in a present situation, people hardly appreciate what is happening in present. But I am telling you, the measure put in place by His Excellency El-Rufai, Kaduna will ever live to remember him for those who have long life. The only problem is the palliative. If people started with the responsibility of sharing palliative, if His Excellency is hearing, he should change them. Because the first one has not yielded a positive result. So we want people that will try their very best. As your guest said, no matter the amount put in place to give the people, it will not reach everybody. But at least people have to see one or two things by themselves.
Okay, Aye. Thank you on that. All right, we'll take another one call and then we'll come back to our guest. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tuala.
Good morning. Quickly.
Good morning to your guest.
Good morning, sir.
Hello?
Engineer Emmanuel, go on.
Yeah. Okay, I think your guest has spoken very well. There is no doubt about it. But where I'm having concern, this issue of palliative and this insecurity, just like what happened in the news this morning, we had that almost 15 people lost their lives in Kajuru and some injured. Despite the fact there is a lockdown. So who are these people breaking the law? It's two offense. They break law of lockdown and now attack innocent people. Are these people ghosts? Can't the security agents fish out these people that are perpetrating this evil act and bring them to book? Because I can't believe that we are in lockdown and some people will go out and do this evil.
These are criminals, Engineer Emmanuel. They're criminals, and they operate at any time. Yes.
No matter what they are called, if they are terrorists, our security agents are greater than them.
Whatever bad name you want to call them, these are not people that obey the laws.
That is the issue now.
So let me just take that. Palliatives and insecurity, I'll come back to...
Let me talk about the palliatives.
I don't have the time. Sorry, Engineer Emmanuel. We just about, up the ceiling with time today. So let's just address that, Emmanuel.
Too quick.
Yes.
Okay, like I said about the palliatives, people should understand. The governor cannot go, the commissioners cannot go to... We have 255 wards in Kaduna State. we have less than 14. We have 14 commissioners. Add special assistants, add everybody, and then maybe they ask PAMSEX and everybody. But there's no way they will not reach out to members of the civil society. They will not reach out to religious organizations, give us trustworthy people. So they are going to count on the support of my brothers and my sisters and friends to make sure that these things get to the people. Now, it's a big responsibility of ensuring that they help the government to get these things to those that the government, by its findings, think deserve this assistance. I think it's very, very important. It's very, very important that we begin to act honorably. A situation where you will be given a bag of rice and you go somewhere and half it does not speak well, and then later we'll begin to see pictures on the internet. Oh, this is what government gave to me. And again, note of caution: it's for households. So if Tony Alabi has a wife and we give a carton of Indomie and a half bag of rice, that will be no problem. If Tony Alabi has 4 wives and you decide to share a half bag of rice among your 4 wives and a carton of Indomie, definitely it will create the impression that, oh, this is what was given to your family. No, that's not it. People must know it's a household, Mr. Tony Alabi's household and family. So if you start sharing it amongst your 4 wives, a half bag of rice will now become a mudu. And then you go to town and say, this is what El-Rufai, can you imagine what El-Rufai gave me? That would be very uncharitable, that would be unfair. Then about the attack, I am not aware, but I am aware that as we speak, even day before yesterday, Samuel Aruan was in Chukun area. The Air Force has been conducting operations. And in the course of the operation, for instance, a church was bombed. And of course, that created some problems. But the state government has already said we are going to repair that church. So that shows that the government is not sleeping in terms of the attacks that are going on. The Air Force announced the numbers of people that they struck, and it's an ongoing exercise. It's a shame. Also, Katsina, I think I heard Masari say, our problem is not COVID-19, our problem is attacks by militia. So it's something that Kaduna, because of its location, is suffering from. When they are chased out from Katsina, Zamfara, they come on Niger, they come to Kaduna, they operate. There's this forest and this thing that they have to operate. But you know, in Nigeria, there's only one state with Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs, and that's Kaduna
State. Yes. Okay, and that would just be about the size of it on Perspectives today. Emmanuel Adu, thank you for coming to the program.
Tony Alabi, thank you very much. When you close from work, go home.
We'll come back with Perspectives tomorrow. Emmanuel Adu, public affairs analyst, sharing thoughts with us this morning. Dorcas Bagaya, and of course, Wisdom. Thank you for connecting us with the people. Good morning.
Invicta FM.